Hi, here we will discuss about generic class example. User defined class mark is created which is receiving the type variable t. That means it will receive any type of object at different time. For using this type variable, I am creating the object. For that object, I am creating the constructor and receiving the value from the driver class. When you are calling that constructor, it is passing the argument value, then that value is assigned to the variable obj. After that, here I am using another method get object to access the value which is stored in the variable obj. Then one more method is defining user defined method set obj. The set obj is setting the value, assigning the value to this object variable by receiving the argument from method invoking. Here obj is assigning the value to this variable what we are passing over here. Data type is receiving from the class which is defined here. Then toString method is defining user defined method. uh, in JVM automatically toString method will execute, but here I want to override the method to access the class name of the defined object. This is returning the object class name and the data type of that object. Here first I'm defining the main class which is a driver class, because it is having the main method. You see I'm defining the object sem1 by using the class mark, but it will take only the integer data values in this object. So here argument I'm passing 81 as a value. Once it is called, the control will passing over to this constructor. In this constructor here, integer is the data type and object argument is here we are passing 81. So that's what we are passing here. Okay, now the 81 is assigned to this obj. After that I am accessing the class mark is of type. Here when you are calling this object, toString method automatically it will execute in the background. In the toString method I am overriding that, receiving the class name and the data type of this object. Data type of this object is here we received as a integer. So that class mark is of type here integer at this context. Then I am calling the get object method which is user defined method. Just it is returning the value 81. That 81 is receiving here and printing as a output. So now I am calling the same constructor with data type float. I am assigning that value into the object sem2. Here I am passing floating point value. Once this statement is executing, control will pass to the constructor here which is defined inside the class mark. The constructor is receiving now data type as float. The float, then object value here we are passing as 15.25f. then this 15.25f is passing as a value. This value is assigned to this variable. After that here I am printing the object value. So object, if you call this automatically toString method will be executing. ToString method here which is receiving object get class name. Class name is here mark and that Java class name. Object class name is here data float. Data type is float. The class name is language. So that's what you look at here, java dot language dot float. So this is default library which is available in JVM. This is the data type what we are defining here for this object sem2. That's what this data type of this object is displaying here. Then I am getting the object through calling get object method. In get object method we are returning the object value what we are assigning here. The 15.25 is returning. That is going to be printing in this statement. That's what which is displaying here. So like this You see, first time the class is carrying integer data type. So the generalized variable t, which is carrying first time integer data type object, and next time when you are calling uh, which is carrying the float data type of object. So at each time whatever variables the user is defining here, that can be used here. That is the purpose of the generic variable t, which is carrying different type of different data type of object, right, at a different moment. Okay, so now we are seeing one more example by defining two type parameters. Initially we have seen only single type variable. Here we are defining two type parameters. For hash map, the variable name is count. I am passing string as whoop in scope. Then I am receiving the data in variable input inp. Then I am taking this string and converting two characters by using two char array. So now C is having all the characters in which, right, but it is reading one by one. Okay, from the INP, which is converting the string into characters, but it is reading one by one. First it is reading wo, right, then which is checking containing wo available or not. Okay, which is checking, then if it is available, it is storing inside the hash map. Right here we will construct the hash map. Here two things will be available. One is the hash key and another one is the value. So here key and value will be stored. Key is storing as a here character, o is the key, and here value is counting the values. Initially value is 0, now we are adding one by one, right? Otherwise we are not adding that count. So like that, when we are adding one by one for each character, then here you will get the data inside the uh, hash map, right? So how many characters are there? By using the map entry, we are going to converting that count values into set. Then we are receiving the keys are here characters, and the values are here the counting number of occurrences of that characters. Here o is occurred 3 times, here p is occurred 2 times. Like that it will print the value. You look at that, p occurs 2 times, this is empty space here and here 2 times. Like that o is occurred 3 times. So this is counting the number of times that particular character occurred in this given string. So the thing is, here we are receiving two type parameters in this example. You can give different parameters also, integer comma character, integer comma string, string comma characters. Like that we can use different type of arguments. Here one more example is given. Generic class is carrying two type variables. You see, this is one type variable, u is another type variable. Both are giving inside the angle bracket. The class name user defined class name student is given. For roll number variable I am using the data type t. For rank variable I am using the data type u. Then I am using the constructor to assign the values to roll number and rank. The values are receiving from the object which is calling inside the main method. So here the roll number is using t data type and rank is using u data type. Then for assigning the value to the roll number, I am using the set r number method here, which is receiving the r number with respect to data type t, any data type, right? Then for accessing the roll number we are using get method. For rank also we are receiving the data to assign the value to this rank variable. Here the rank is using the data type u, and accessing those values using the get rank method. The data type of that value will be object type u. Then as usual we are overriding the toString method here by user defined method, just which is returning the value of roll number of the student, rank of that student. Then I am creating the main method here inside the main class and main method. Then I'm creating the object, first object s1 by using the class student which is defined here, right? So using this class student I'm creating the object s1, but the type variable t is string, here u is integer. Then argument we are passing first values. For string I am passing 20 bcn 7010, then for integer I am passing 2. Once it is called, the constructor will be accessed here. The constructor which is receiving the roll number as a data type, here the string is given, so t is receiving string, right? Then u is receiving integer. So here the value of the roll number is string value, the value of the rank is integer value. We are assigning those values. As of this statement, 2 is the rank, here 20 bcn, and what is the value? 7010. Okay, this value is assigned here. Then I am accessing that object to display the values. Once I am calling this, automatically this is accessing the values by calling the toString method. ToString method is overriding the default method. Student of r number is having 7010 value, rank is having 2, so that is what going to be displaying here, right? R number equal to this one, rank equal to 2. So this is the way to assign two type variables and accessing those values. Now for using, by using this same class I am passing different combination. You see here I am passing integer value first, string value second time. So t is now integer, u is now string, right? So I am passing character, I mean integer as a value for the first value. First is here r number should be integer, rank is now string. Okay, so string is passing to the rank. Once this statement is executing, control will pass to the constructor here. Okay, so here this is receiving first, it is a integer. Okay, the roll number is now integer and rank is now string. So integer which is receiving the data here 10,005 and rank is now string 10 value which is passing here. Okay, so now these values are assigned to roll number and rank respectively. So rank will be 10, roll number will be 10,005. After that, here I am accessing that object. Once this object is called, automatically toString method will be accessed. The toString is here accessed. Then student roll number is 10,005 is printing here, and rank is here 10 is printing. That's what the output which is printing over here. What we should observe in this example, the different type of parameters, okay, we are passing here. Initially the same class we have used that student class to receive the string data and integer data combination, and second time that same class we are using to process integer data as a t and for you string data. So you see we are using different data combination at different context. So that is the thing here. The beauty of the generic programming is it will handle different type of objects, right, at a different time. In this time it will handle only this data. Okay, in this moment it will handle only this type of data. So different time it will handle different type of data, but you should mention that the type variable, generalized type variable, we should give generalized type variable here. Instead of giving t and u, if you use integer and comma string, then it will access only one type of variable. Okay, instead of t comma u, if you use only the specific type, then it will access only specific data type variable. But here instead of using the specific type, we are using generalized type variable, so that it is accessing different type of variables, I mean different type of object values at a different time of invoking that method. Okay, so that is the beauty of this Java generic programming. Thanks for watching.